I've covered for you long enough. I might sound a little rough. I'm wearing orange now and
Kella,
you Scott, you did this,
Kella.
and now Scott. Now I know why. Now I know why. Now I know why. It was you, Scott, you, and now I know why. I asked you where your dad was. Where was Big Daddy? You got so angry when I went to feed the baby goat. Now Scott, now I know why. Now I know why. Now I know why. It was you, Scott, you, and now I know why.
Get up.
Where your dad was. Where was Big Daddy? You got so angry when I went to feed the baby goat. Now Scott, now I know why. Now I know why. Now I know why. It was you,
Kella,
Scott, you, and
Kella,
now I know
Kella.
why. I am hella mad and burning with rage, Scott, and now I know why.
When she was upset with Gary Lee, she talked about, said, my response to
I am hella mad and burning with rage, Scott, and now I know why. Now I know why. Now I know why. It was you, Scott, you, and now I know why.
Kella.
Now I know why. It was you, Scott, you, and now I know why. I am hella mad and burning
Scott,
with
the
rage,
sweater.
Scott, and now I know why.
Hello everybody, excited utterance here. My name's Hella. I am hella mad and burning with Rage Scott, and now I know why. We're finding out why. We're in the middle of Scott's testimony. He's still on direct. I think we might finish his direct today. I don't know if we're going to get to his cross-examination. I'm sorry, guys, that this is taking some time. We are doing a lot of detours at the moment. Obviously, a lot of stuff's happening in the world of Richard Allen and Koberger and all that really important stuff. And we kind of do know what happened to Miss Melody. Yeah. But haven't given up. Haven't given up on her innocence. We haven't given up. And I still want to find out what really happened. I want to also, after we sort of finish getting through the Scott testimony, I want to get a bit of a feel from chat as to whether or not we want to keep going with all the testimony or just skip straight to the closing arguments, because I'm kind of desperate to skip to the closing arguments. I'll be really interested to see what you guys will think about that. Now, I've had a couple of days off. I haven't been feeling too well the last few days, and I'm just sort of picking myself back up again. And really, all I wanted to do today is just hang out with all you guys and watch the Melody trial. So I'm really pleased to see you all. How are we? Candy in chat. Nice to see you. This one, I caught bits of the trial, and her last words she was reading from her notes. Well, she's not dead. Yeah, my heart went to my stomach. Legit, she was being for real. She was being for real. She was like, yeah, you were so mad when I went to feed the baby goats, and now I know why, Scott. It was you, Scott, you, and now I know why. And that's what the song's about. That's what the song's about. We will watch the sentencing and her words again at the end, like once we've seen all this stuff, so we can see why we're watching this, right? Because she's for real. Yeah, I like Scott too, Scott. Not this Scott. I like you, Scott. You're nice, Scott. But this Scott, he's an idiot. He's a complete idiot. You think he's great? Hey, bye, Franz. Big pink waving hands. It's quite gay of you, but hi, how are you? Marjorie's here. Marjorie Smith is here. Good to see you. Marjorie knows a lot about this trial. a lot about this trial. Love having you in chat. Johnny on the spot. Howdy, peeps. Evie! Evie in the house. How are you? America is lovely. It's getting lovelier by the day, apparently. Hot Pocket is here. Hey all. Hey, Hot Pocket. Hot Pocket's food over there, isn't it? Is Hot Pocket food? I believe it is. Hey, I'll bring Ilya in. He can... Hey, so Hot Pocket is a thing you put in a toaster, is it?
Microwave. Or toaster oven.
I remember Letitia Stouch talking about a Hot Pocket.
It's like they got like pepperoni Hot Pockets or cheese and ham, and it's like a pizza-ish type thing.
It's a pizza kind of thing, like bread with stuff inside it, and you buy it like in the freezer section. Yeah, we don't have them here.
Yeah, and it's weird, and it's like either you bite into it, it's either freezing cold or molten lava.
Right.
The temp is never consistent. Yeah.
Nice. I'm sure Hot Pocket is lovely though. Yes. Hello, Hot Pocket in chat. Chinny's here dancing away, having a great old time. And JC the Music Man. Oh, hello. Hello. How are you, JC? I have to go back and record the song for Effie. I keep forgetting. Oh, it's okay. I'll make you a short video of it. It's all right. I think her speech is powerful now. Oh yeah, it is powerful. It's one of the great speeches of all time. Factual Lie is here. Nice to have you in chat. Awesome. And Rachel from Idaho. Moonvale, my lovely Australian friend. Good morning, everyone. Not staying, just popped in to say hi. Oh, that's okay. It's good to see you, though. Philly cheesesteak. Is that a kind of Hot Pocket?
No, it's a sandwich.
Ah, okay.
Oh no, it is. They also make a, I think, Philly cheesesteak type.
Right. Okay.
It's a flavor.
Let's just be clear. Bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast Hot Pockets are awesome. Are they? Right. If anything, Melody's speech comes off as cheap recriminations. Oh, you think? No, I think she's for real. I think she's for real. Have a Hot Pocket for breakfast, one for lunch, and be dead by dinner.
Hot Pocket.
Oh, has it got a little song that goes with it as well?
No, that was a comedian. Had a bit about it.
Right. You're late, half Irish. Oh, that's okay. At least you're here. Now, guys, so we're still playing our gifted membership game, and we're having like more Melody emojis turning up. But also, every time we have a super chat today, guess what's going to happen? This is fun. So I have a theme tune for Scott. It's by someone called Three Nights at Freddy's, and it goes like this. Oh, my daughter found it.
I hope you die in the fire.
Isn't it great? I hope you die in a fire. How appropriate is that? Oh dear, I love it. I love it. All right, let's get into it. Pizza Pup. Oh, hey, Donna Barry. How are you?
Hey.
You like it? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, my daughter yesterday, I was saying I got into a bit of an argument with somebody, and my daughter said, you need to send them this song. I hope you die in a fire. I hope you die alone with a bullet in your heart, and it goes on and on. I posted it on the Discord, guys. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, but I clipped that bit. Okay, let's get into it. There he is, looking a bit uncomfortable. He just come back from break. I think he's got hemorrhoids. Yeah.
Does he have his little pillow there?
Yeah, I think
he
so.
He inflated over break like my dad does.
Okay, let's see. Just tell me how the audio is. Oh, pretty loud, I think.
We were talking about today.
It's okay for me.
Hello.
You made
Why
me
is he
turn
back there?
Because you went back.
Did I?
Thank you. This is for stuff. Remind you, you're still under oath, okay? Yes, sir.
It's still under oath, okay?
Have this as routine. think you were talking about your dad would check his emails. Something is that something he would do constantly? Was he always
sorry, I
checking work
didn't see
emails
that.
and things like that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Vacations, it didn't matter. Was your dad working?
Oh, yes.
When he
Sir,
would go
can you stand
downstairs,
up? Oh, you
eat
are.
dinner, go upstairs, eat dinner, come back downstairs, work a little bit. Did you ever go into that movie theater room or the home theater room?
It was either there or the other TV down in the basement. He would sit and watch TV.
What kind of shows and things would he watch? Random stuff, YouTube, or something else? What would he do?
Lot of porn.
Either the History Channel.
I watched
or,
Excited Utterance.
He liked old TV shows, like old westerns and
Old
Andy
porn.
Griffith, MASH. Those are the shows. And I know you like the TV show The Office. He liked watching that as
He
well,
liked
too.
The Office.
And would he be
The
kind of by himself
Australian
when he would do
Office.
that?
Yes.
Now, where did you live on the property?
I lived above the barn in an apartment.
Okay, so not in the house
No.
with your mom and dad.
I lived above the barn.
After you, was it pretty much this is his routine? Every night comes home, dinner, go downstairs, work a little bit, go watch TV, go to bed?
Pretty much. The only time that it would change would be, on a Friday he would
Hey,
come
beautiful
home
waffle.
and start doing some kind of project, doing some kind of work on the farm.
Maddie
And
B.
where would he sleep?
He slept in the bedroom down in the basement.
Every night?
Yes, sir.
Would he sleep? Would he lock his door?
No, he would not.
When your mom, where would she sleep?
She would have slept in the master bedroom.
Would she ever use something to brace or lock her door?
I didn't see her do it, but I saw one sitting behind the door of the bedroom.
So what was it? Describe for the jury.
If I remember right, it was kind of like a prop bar. It had a flat surface on one side and kind of a fork on the other. And it was white, I want to say, but it was, you put it up under the door handle.
Doorknob itself?
Yeah, so it was kind of like a state-of-the-art version of propping the chair up underneath it for keeping somebody from opening the door.
How would your dad sleep? What kind of clothing?
He always slept naked.
Sorry?
He always slept naked in the nude.
That's just what he did?
Yeah.
Like me?
I believe your dad was about, is it 58 at the time of his death?
Yes, sir.
Was your mom about the same
He's
age?
giggling.
Yes.
I believe they've been together for 38 years?
Yeah,
We'll talk
beautiful
about your mom
waterfall.
later. I
It's,
think I understand that. You refer to it as Melody. Do you not call her mom anymore
No.
because of this?
Yes.
Now, up
He's on
to this
speed,
point,
but you
though,
get used to it, Donna.
Until this occurred, did you get along with your mom?
We had our good days and bad days. We did a lot of stuff together. Because my dad was at the office, and whenever she was home, she liked to decorate the house, and I did a lot of the projects there at the farm. Like I did the backsplash on the bar down in the basement, and finished out the so-called wine cellar. And she would always be, decorating or wanting to paint something, and so we would do a lot of stuff like that together. And go and get, go to Scottsdale Farms and buy plants to plant out around.
Yes, we think Scott's guilty.
Did your mom
Yes,
graduate from college, do
guilty.
you know?
As far as I'm aware, no, she did not.
Was
Guilty,
she smart?
guilty,
Is she
guilty.
smart?
Wait, you don't know if your mom
Not
graduated
like my
from
dad, but
college?
she's not dumb.
Common sense?
Oh, yes.
Wait, go back like 20 seconds.
She
Wait,
work
wait.
outside?
Oh, yes, man. All the time we worked in the yard.
She
Hang
hands-on?
on.
Yes. Scottsdale Farms and buy plants to plant
that
out
enough?
around.
Did your mom graduate from college? Do you know?
As far as I'm aware, no, she did not.
Was she
Oh,
smart?
he
Is she
didn't
smart?
know. Right.
I do not know if your mom
Not like
graduated
my
from
dad,
college.
but she's not dumb.
Common sense?
Oh, yes.
She hardworking? She work outside?
Oh, yes, man. All the time we worked in the yard.
She
Really,
hands-on?
Donna Barry?
Yes.
Would she get in there and do projects with y'all? Or with you?
It depends on what project. I mean, she didn't help my dad and I do the stone wall. Between the
I
house
don't
and
think
the
she's
pond,
an
but
angel,
she got out
but-
there and planted plants and,
She's
Did
also
she
really
mulch
little.
around.
Did she get her hands dirty?
Yes.
Could she get things done if she wanted to?
Hands
Yes.
dirty with murdering your
Would you
papa
consider her
bear.
strong-willed or weak-willed?
Strong-willed.
Does she have opinions?
Oh, yes.
Is she afraid or shy to share those opinions?
No.
Would she have opinions about you?
Yeah, I'm sure.
About her other children?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, she certainly has
Chris,
opinions now.
She kind of favored Emily and definitely Amanda.
How about your dad?
My dad was harder on my brother and I. He was a sucker for my sisters.
Aw.
They're his baby girls. My dad was
Aw.
old school. He, if I remember growing up, if I needed $5, I needed to tell him 5 reasons why I needed it. So,
We saw
That's how
this
it was.
already?
yeah, he tried to just, instill,
I think we already saw
discipline in
this
us.
part.
Caleb,
make us,
where'd he go?
a good person, a better person.
Did your
we
dad
already
like
see
things
this
like
part?
extravagant things, or what was his taste in? What kind of things did he like? If you said my daddy really liked fill in the blank, what would it be?
Hello.
He,
Yoo-hoo.
What?
Do we already see this part?
it's kind of
I
tough.
don't think so. Hang on, let me check.
He always wanted to take care.
Hang on, let me check.
If I remember growing
I
up, if I
go
needed
like
$5,
that.
I needed 5
'cause
I needed to tell him 5
There was
reasons
a
why I
break,
needed it.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Is that just how it
We
was?
stopped before
yeah,
the
he
break.
tried to just, instill,
And break.
Okay.
And now we're after the
discipline in
break.
us.
No, we didn't.
make us,
They're going over the shit that they
Good
already
person,
talked
bad
about.
person.
Okay.
Did your dad like things like extravagant things, or what was his taste in? What kind of things did he like? If you said my daddy really liked fill in the blank, what would it be?
Whoa.
Ooh,
I'm not
Sir.
going to touch that one.
It's kind of tough. I mean, he always wanted to take care of other people first. He always put everybody else first. He
they
made
like
sure Melody
babes,
had
beer.
what she would want to have, and all of us. I mean, he always made it a point to make sure, we all had the best Christmas as possible. And he wasn't really, he drove a Suburban. He drove it
He's
until over
Big
200,000
Daddy.
miles. And it was me who convinced him, go buy yourself a
Prosecutor's
Mercedes.
little
I mean, you
daddy.
deserve it. I mean, he wasn't a flashy person, so it's kind of hard to say.
What kind of Mercedes did he have?
It was an E-Class.
Tell me what that means. I don't know what that means.
E-Class is kind of your mid-size sedan.
Kind of like for the peasant.
He looked at the S-Class, which is the big, fully sized Mercedes, and he was just like, it's just too much car. I don't need that.
How much of those
Too
cars
much
cost
car.
that he had?
Well, brand new, that was, at that time, probably would have been maybe $60,000, $70,000 car.
What kind of car did your mom have?
Well, she
We
drove
did watch this bit.
Infiniti
Yeah.
G35 for the longest time, and then,
I thought.
then she drove the Toyota Sequoia.
What kind of car did your
All right, we're gonna go forward. Was there another? Like we stopped at a break. You just saw the break before this. Mm-hmm. All right, we're just gonna go forward a bit.
I want to say my grandparents had like a mortgage on the house for some kind of project, something with the foundation or something. I think he kind of took control of paying for that. I don't know if it was my grandmother's money or his money, but he kind of, took control of the finance side of the mortgage.
Did you ever know anything about a $50,000 home equity loan or something like that involving Ted?
Okay, I don't remember this.
Did your parents, because of Ted or anything, did they ever separate or have an issue that you saw?
From what I remembered, it was about this time I was in the process of joining the Army. I went through basic training, and I was deployed to Iraq within 4 months of coming out of basic training. So I was over in El Paso, Texas, not here. And I do remember I deployed, and I remember getting an email from my dad, and he, stated that he was going to be filing for divorce. I responded with, do what you got to do, but I really don't want to be, I don't need to know anything else. I got too much going on over here.
And that was under Ted?
Yes.
What year was that?
That either had to be 2009 or 2010, so I was deployed to Iraq.
And after you got that email, did your dad ever say anything else to you about what was going on?
No, sir.
Did he follow through any more on the divorce, or was that the last you heard about that?
That was the last I've ever heard about it.
And then he came
They
home?
didn't get divorced.
No, they didn't. But they
No.
talked about it. During
Yeah. He's so small.
Wee little man.
He's a teensy little man. Yeah, we've heard this, Scott. We know you fought in the war, Scott.
Evans, S. Ferris, number 10. I don't think there's an objection to it.
No objection. That's a move.
Scott, you should have in front of you a monitor. Is it working?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to end this seat, so you can move whichever one you want to. This is Stacy Exhibit S. Ferris 10. We're taking your name and using numbers with that, but can you tell us what, at the top it has an email there. Can you read that email for us?
The Gary4250@gmail.com.
And what is the company that sent this?
That would be from Bank of America.
If you could just read out loud what it says.
Hi, Gary. Credit transaction was made above your chosen alert limit. Amount $165.82. Credit card, Bank of America, Visa, Platinum Plus, ending in 1727. Where at Scottsdale Farms and Company, Alpharetta, Georgia. Type retail. Transaction date July 1st,
Oh,
2018.
wow. $165.
Did your dad have several credit cards and things like that?
Yes, he did.
Did he have the ability that he would get noticed if anything was, I think, over $20 or something like that?
As far as I'm aware, any kind of transactions, he would get some kind of notification.
And if he was notified, would he ever ask you about what you're doing with the money or what was going on?
Yes.
How quick would he be on that? Like, if he got a notice, how quickly could you get a phone call or text message?
It varied. It could be within 5 minutes, or it could have been later on that
You remember
evening.
watching this?
Now, this one in particular, do you know what that card was or who had it?
I don't remember this bit.
I presume that might have been the one my dad had. I'm not 100% because there was several different credit cards.
Now, your dad controlled the finances in the family, is that right?
Yes.
if you would just tell the jury,
Okay,
when
I'm
it
going
came
to do a
to
transcript search on the
your
last one.
finances,
Whilst,
what
just hang on 2 seconds.
type of access to a debit card, a credit card, whether
808
it's personal
is where
or for
we
the farm
got
work.
through.
Tell the jury what you would have.
Sorry.
808
So I would
16.
either have,
Okay.
beginning off, I would, get his debit card. I'll get it for him to go buy
So you were,
horse
like, way
feed or,
ahead.
fertilizer. or
I'll
anything
find
like
out
that.
exactly where we were.
And then
2
he
seconds.
wound up
I
giving
thought
me
it
a
was straight
credit
after the
card
break.
that I kept all
I
the
just
time.
did.
And that's, a lot of purchases were made
Huh?
doing that.
just did.
I do know at one point he gave me a debit card, and that
808
was
16.
We were at 808.16 last
Yeah.
time, right?
That's where we ended.
Oh. Okay.
So it was like near the end.
So there was another break. Was that?
No?
There must have been another break because. Oh yeah, look, there's another.
Oh, you probably confused the end of the day.
Well, I'm a goddamn idiot, aren't I?
It's okay.
Right. No, it's not okay. It's shit. Hell has ruined everything for everybody. I should be ashamed of myself. Hang on, can we just go like this for a second whilst I fix this up?
Shame, shame, shame.
Shame, shame, shame. Hang on a minute. Hang on. I need to turn off my camera while I fix this.
Okay.
Okay.
She's actually
Everyone-
crying.
Everyone just, like, bash me in the chat. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I don't mind.
Hella
I
needed a
understand.
lawyer.
Needed a lawyer.
I needed a lawyer. Really? I mean, come on now. Oh well, we're very well accustomed to Scott's testimony now. Maybe we're that much closer to his cross-examination though, which is one good thing. All right. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all pointing out my terrible error. Jesus Christ. What did she do? Play the intro again. We could talk Taka. Shut up. I did a major
Whoopsie.
Sean then. Hang on a minute. Never mind. Never mind.
Find it?
Yeah, I'm on the next page. I'm on the next day now. I'm on day 5.
Judge is looking at his Tinder matches.
Yeah. It's like
No.
left. Ooh, right. We need 2.0 yelling at Helen out. What?
When we go to the other side
Hello,
of the condo
hello,
and yell,
hello.
Hella!
Oh dear. All right, what's going on here? Hurry up, Judgy.
And you'd be like, what,
Grade
babe?
or rake around the burn pile? Or would he use the tractor to put stuff on the burn pile?
He would
Wait.
use the tractor to put.
Wait,
Yes,
okay.
yes, man.
Have we started
Walking
already?
to the-
Where's this?
did.
Where did it
Yes,
get
sir.
brought in? Jesus Christ. Man, hurry up.
On
I-
your
I-
computer
I
screen
do need
there,
to
there
click
should
that.
be aerial 3. And I'm putting the cursor of the hand over.
Hurry
Is
up,
this
don't
the
you have
house
some
there?
chocolate to make?
Yes, sir. It is.
Now, what I want to
I'll
do
send
is
you
I'm
some
going to
info with
try your dad's office, those 2 doors, what I
Bless
call the
you.
American doors and the French door on the back side. Is that right?
Yes.
And then if you walked out those doors and turned left, is that you're walking to the burn pile?
Yes, you will be.
And this is aerial 8. Now, do you know, can you give us an estimate how far is it, the burn pile from the kind of the edge of the house? How far a walk is that?
I would probably say maybe 70 to 80 yards, give or take.
And what is the path, like the RTVs and the tractors? You said your dad would grade or rake around the burn pile? Or would he use the tractor to put stuff on the burn pile?
He would use the tractor to put stuff on the burn pile, and couldn't really rake with it because it's such a steep incline. It would just be hard to maneuver
Is there
the tractor.
Is there a path that's been made from the RTV or the tractor in that area of the woods?
Yes, there's a path that you could go from the driveway behind the house and go all the way around to be able to gain access to the the dam on the pond, or go back there where the burn pile was.
When you look at aerial A, this photograph, so if you come up the driveway into the garage, I think y'all had chickens and birds on a chicken coop over here,
Yes, it was connected to the shed.
and then
Chicken?
down by the barn where there's some other areas for birds and whatnot.
Was it
Yeah,
a
we had another
kid?
chicken coop up there.
Okay, so two chicken coops on the house, on the property.
Yes.
But you go to get there with like a tractor RTV, would you go around, would you go to the left of the chicken coop or in between the chicken coop and the house?
You would go to the left of it.
See, now, beautiful waterfall, you don't need to go back and watch the other one. You can just watch this. Bless you.
Thank you.
You know what?
So
I
is
think
this
we
a chicken
need.
coop? This is Thrasher 61. Is this what we're talking about? You come to the left side of that.
I hope you die in the fire.
Just this time I'm tutoring to evidence, which is, we've labeled as S. Farris 11. It's a blown up photograph from a pin board. All right. Objection?
No objection.
Judge, with your permission,
right.
we're Scott to step down.
Nothing was happening, really.
And a ode to Jonathan Kessler, I'm going to have him use the push pin. All right. All right, Mr. Farris. What I want you to do, I'm going to give you this red push pin. Just kind of, I know you can't see it, but just kind of estimation so the jury can turn just a little this way so they can see. Put that pin about where the fire pit would be, the burn pile.
Oh, show us the burn pile. You know where the burn pile is. Show us the burn pile. Go on, Scott. Show us. Where'd you put Big
So
Daddy?
you mark with a red push pin kind of just
Where'd you
from
put
the
it?
house line that goes out to the woods. You estimate that about there is where the burn pile is.
Yes, sir.
It'd be so funny if you went, I'd put him there. Oh, shit. Damn. Did I say that out
Take
loud?
a picture of that and put it into the record at some point.
I meant she.
I mean, she put him there. I mean, I don't know what happened. I mean,
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that skull was.
Yesterday, talking about the timeline,
I know what bird bodies look like though. I've been to Iraq.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, July 3rd and July 4th, and we talked about where you were at.
Did I
on
say I've been to
those days.
Iraq?
I want to now turn your attention and start talking about Thursday, July 5th of 2018. About what time do you remember getting up that morning?
It had to been somewhere around maybe 8:30 to 9 o'clock. I don't really remember the exact
Had to
time.
go attend to a
What
fire.
were your plans that day?
My plans were go ahead and take care of animals, and then I was going to go and get my hair cut, and then meet my buddy Ted at the PGA store.
Did y'all, a day or so before or sometime get a connection with somebody at the PGA store?
Yes, I believe it was the weekend prior to all this that we played golf with some friends at the Manor Golf Club, and one of the guys we played with, he works for TaylorMade.
Hey, Nosy
and
Rosie.
He works out of the PGA store down in Roswell, and he was going to go and have me get into a simulator to get, fitted for clubs my size, because I'm a tall guy, so I have to have extended clubs.
So where were you actually going?
I'm a big
where's
guy.
the store that you're going to drive to?
It's down off
Wow, just
of
make the
Holcomb
prosecutor
Bridge
feel like
off of
shit, why don't
400 in Roswell.
Who's going to go with you?
Ted was.
And what's Ted's full name?
I suppose you
I'm
need
sorry, I
that
have a
guy
hard
as
time.
well.
I actually pronounced
Okay, so the prosecutor, he needs the kid-sized club.
Yeah.
right? So he goes and plays mini putt-putt, and he
plays
gets the
putt-putt
kid-sized
golf,
clubs from there, and then he goes and plays on the adult course, and makes him feel bigger.
Yeah.
And his real name is Theodophilus, is his real name, but we call him Ted.
Okay, what's his last name?
Pierce.
How long have you known Ted?
Going up on close to 10 years.
Good friend?
Yes.
Know anyone else in his family?
His entire family, his mother and sister.
And how close are you today?
I've actually known his sister Randy a lot longer, over 10 years now, and
to hook up
I
with
met
in high
Ted
school.
and their mother pretty much the same time, and they're Alabama fans, and we always watch football together, and they're like my second family.
And did you have their numbers in your phone?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember what you labeled his mom's number as?
I believe it's Mom Pierce.
And were they involved with you at the lake and things like that?
Yes, sir.
What,
When
Marjorie?
you got
Tell
up,
us what
at
this
some
is.
point that morning, did you leave to go to the PGA store? Did you get in your truck and take off down the
Christine,
driveway?
Yes,
happy
after I
birthday.
got done taking care of all the animals and everything was situated for the day, I got in my truck to start heading out, and I happened to notice that my youngest sister, Amanda, her vehicle was over there, so I decided to pull up over there to say hi to her.
Yeah. Did you see her or just her vehicle?
I didn't see her at first until I pulled up into the house driveway, and I saw her sitting with Melody on the front porch.
This is Thrasher 2. When you say front porch, is this what you're talking about?
Yes, right there where the front door is.
Oh, yeah, I should turn the TV back on. There we go. All right, on Thrasher 2 here, this area where the hand is, where were they sitting? Did you just have chairs or something, or?
But you see the window right there? Yes, right there.
Right here?
Yes, there's a rocking chair right there, and they were both sitting in that area.
When you saw them, what did you do?
I got out of my truck and walked up to them.
When you walked up, did you notice what they were doing?
And it looked like they're sitting there talking.
What were their demeanors like?
At first glance, before talking to them, I mean, it seemed normal.
Nothing out of the ordinary?
No, I did not see anything.
When you walked up, what were you planning on doing? Just saying hi, or?
Yeah, just said, hi to my sister.
Hi.
I think I haven't seen her
You see my
since
dad?
my dad's birthday party.
Was she there to pick up Cameron?
That I didn't know. I didn't know the kids were there.
When you walked up, did you start talking to him?
Yes, I did.
What y'all talking about?
The very first thing I was asked is, have you seen your father?
Who asked you that?
God.
I want to say it was Melody.
Did you think anything about?
What?
I was right.
That was what they said.
Have you seen my dad?
Have you seen your dad? Okay, let's go back. Right. Oh, it's Kayla's birthday. Oh my god, Kay! Happy birthday, Kay! Hey! You know what? Just for that, I think we need this.
I hope you die in a fire.
Well, not you, but
No, well, I mean, it's a celebratory I hope you die in a fire. Yay! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Also,
That's the nature of my mind.
my name is Ilya.
yay! Happy birthday, Kay! Awesome! And also, Christine's in chat too. Happy birthday to you, Christine. You had an amazing birthday stream yesterday. Good for you. That was amazing. Well done. All right, everybody. Yes, everyone. Give everyone who's birthday people in chat big happy birthdays. That's amazing. All right, so let's just get back to this for a second.
Oh shit, my dad's birthday is tomorrow.
Oh right, no, you would never have remembered.
No, I wouldn't have.
No, you wouldn't have. Sorry. I hope you die in a fire. I can't get that out of my head. I won't play it again unless there's a super chat, right? Or gifted memberships or something. I said that was what it was for, but I just couldn't resist. Or a coffee. You can buy me a coffee. buymeacoffee.com/excited. I'm running out. Okay, so what's going on here? He went up to the porch and Mum was talking to Amanda. And everything seemed normal. And they went, have you seen your dad? Right?
Yep.
Okay.
When you walked in, did you start talking to him?
Yes, I did.
What y'all talking about?
The very first thing I was asked is, have you seen your
Nature of
father?
my mind.
Who asked you that?
I want to say it was Melody.
Did you think anything about that at the moment?
I mean, when she asked me that, I was like, well, no. And then she said, well, we can't find him. I go, what do you mean you can't find him? They're like, well, he's not in the house.
Pretty self-explanatory, buddy.
I looked and I said, well, his Mercedes is right there in the garage. The RTV is parked right there in the
tell you he's a
driveway.
Mercedes?
He's got to be here.
Where was the RTV parked? Do you remember?
Really
It
good
was
Sherlock.
parked, I know there's like a little parking spot right here where the concrete is.
Before you get to the garage?
Yes. So if you're pulling up to the house, it would have just been right there to the right.
Just kind of a pull in, is that what it is?
Something.
His car's at the house, RTV's there. Why'd you think that was odd if all that was there?
Well, I mean, if they're saying that he's not in the house, there's only going to be two things he's going to either be on or be in, and that was on the RTV or he's gone in his car.
Would your dad just kind of disappear? Was that something normal would happen?
No.
Did he take many business trips or anything?
Not really. I mean, he, would always let me know if he was going to be, going
Screwing
somewhere with
secretary.
clients, or if he was definitely going to be gone like overnight, he would have said something to somebody.
When was the last time you had seen your dad?
At Cherokee Ranch on the 3rd.
Once your mom asked that question, did she ask anything else or do anything else?
There was a lot of questions.
Guy's head is very tiny.
Once from there, we tried to figure out where he could have possibly gone.
Did you ask her about the CPAP?
Eventually, yes, I did ask. I was like, well, have you checked to see if a CPAP machine is here?
What'd she say to that?
And she said, no, I haven't checked.
Did you ask what all people have, where they went to check for him, or how long they've been looking for him, or anything like that?
If I asked them that,
Yeah.
I really don't remember.
Was there any indication about how long, if she asked, have you seen your father, was there any indication that they had been looking for him, or how long he'd been missing, or anything?
Well, to me, it seemed like they were, at some point trying to look for him, because they told me, we can't find your father.
Was this, what time of day would this have been when you're up there with him, this started?
Roughly, I'll probably say around 10 o'clock in the morning.
What'd y'all do after that? Was there any more conversation, or what happened?
Yeah, we sat there and, try to
Went to
figure out
Waffle
where he
House.
possibly could be. I know one of them asked if I saw him up at the barn. I was like, no, I was just up there. I didn't see him.
Wasn't at the bar.
And, I said, the RTV's here. He's not going to walk up to the barn. He's going to drive that. I was like, he's got to be here. And, man, all that from that day, that conversation's, I don't remember every single detail of those, what was asked and where,
How do you remember how long y'all stood there and just talked about it before you did anything?
I didn't keep time of it, but I mean, it seemed like a good 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, you know, trying to figure out where he could have gone.
Was there any panic or any type of high energy or anybody trying to do something really quick, or what was the mood of everybody at that time?
At that time, I didn't notice anybody panicking. I started to, get worried because I was worried that, I hope something didn't happen to him, that where he had like a heart attack or something. But I do know after I asked her if the CPAP machine was still here, and she said, I haven't checked. I said, well, let me go down and check. And I went down to the basement and checked to see if the CPAP machine was there, and it was still sitting beside his bed. I think also before I went down, we discussed about if he could have gone, shooting with a client, either skeet shooting or bird hunting.
Did he do that a lot?
He would do that at, not a lot, but at least, once or twice a year.
When it comes to your dad just leaving, going somewhere, not really telling anybody, in the last 6 months, how many times do you think he had done that? Up to the 6 months before this?
Leave and not tell anybody? But he always told me.
He always told
especially
you. That's
if Melody
fortunate.
wasn't there, if she's gone up in Tennessee, he would, let me know, hey, I'm going to be coming home late, or, I got, this work event or something like that.
How many times in the previous 6 months up to this day did your dad go somewhere like that? I'm trying to get a feel for how many times he would just go somewhere and not be at the house.
I really don't remember, because he didn't leave. He didn't do stuff like that much. He literally went to work all the time and came home every single day. So it wasn't often that he did that.
Would it be less than 5, less than 10, less than 20?
Less than 5 times, if anything.
And how long would he be gone if he did leave?
I know occasionally he went to go, see his mother, who was in a assisted living or, nursing home type deal.
When he left, would he take an Uber?
No, he always drove his own vehicle.
So his vehicle would be with him if he left?
Yes.
Did he exclusively drive that Mercedes and not the Toyota or anything like that?
No, the Mercedes was his vehicle.
And when he left, would he take a CPAP machine?
If he was going to be gone overnight, yes, he would have taken a CPAP.
The one that was beside the bed, that would be missing?
Yes, sir.
Did you ask your mom when the last time she had seen your dad, when you're sitting there on the porch talking?
I believe I did. I mean,
Do you remember when she said last time she saw him?
I want to say she would have said on the 3rd.
I want to say.
Did you ask her whether or not he had come and got something to eat, or she made food for him, or anything like that?
Like I said, I don't remember every single detail of that, but, that probably I would have asked that question, because my dad texts me all the time about getting food.
See whether or not your dad had gone one of the previous nights to go get something to eat from somewhere or anything like that.
I don't remember anything of that.
Okay, so here we go. All right, so assuming that he'd gone missing, my theory would have been his CPAP's still there, his car's still there, he's gone missing, he's not gone to see his mum. Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
This totally adds up to a woman. Right? So you wouldn't take your CPAP to go and shag a woman. Right? So let's say, yeah, you wouldn't. How embarrassing.
Yeah.
Right? So imagine like he's having an affair and this woman just comes and picks him up, takes him away, and he's gone and doing the old Big Daddy, hiding the old barbecue sausage, right? And he's off with her. No one knows because he hasn't told anyone because it's a secret. Yeah? And he's been gone for a couple days. He's an adult. He doesn't have to tell anybody. And that's why no one knows exactly where he's at and why all his stuff's still there. Yeah. So, like, did they discuss that possibility? Maybe at that point. I just wonder. Like, that would be where my mind would go. He's a single man. Why not? Why not?
At some point, your dad's wallet appeared. Is that right?
Yes.
And that to you, was that odd?
The old Big Daddy.
So I know prior to that, my dad would never leave the house, without his wallet. So I believe, I think I asked, at some point, it's like, well, have you seen his wallet? Because it's like
Maddie.
the process of elimination. I think the first thing anybody would ask is, well, is his wallet still here? And then she said, no, I haven't seen it. There was only one place my dad ever would have left his wallet.
Where's that?
And that would have been on the dresser in the master bedroom. Because he still used the master bedroom. He slept downstairs, but, he showered and changed and everything upstairs in the master bathroom.
Did the defendant ever have his wallet on this day?
So I do know, I remember her asking if she'd seen his wallet. She said no and all. And then, I started asking about like the CPAP machine, and then I said, I'll go check, see if that's down there. I'll see if the shotgun, the shotgun he would have used to go bird hunting or skeet shooting is, down there, because it was both in the same room.
Good question.
And just, I found it odd that she didn't ask, she didn't go check to see if the CPAP machine was there.
Do you remember whether or not she said do you remember whether or not she brought the wallet or had the wallet at all?
So I remember after going down and checking on that, I came back up and she had his wallet in his hand. And I said, where'd you find that? And she said, it was in his console of his Mercedes. And that really struck me odd, because my dad never left his wallet in the Mercedes.
How do you know?
What's that?
Because he just always had it in his pocket. He never, it was a habit of him. He never
knows
left it.
where his dad's wallet is at all
I have a
times.
habit of leaving mine,
That's how he knows.
but
He tracks
he
that
never
wallet.
did.
He's probably got a Apple iTag in the damn wallet.
Your dad's wallet.
I know where my dad's
What we're
wallet
talking
is,
about.
or can assume where it is.
Yes, sir, that's it.
Yeah, that's
So
his
the
wallet. I know his wallet
again,
anyway.
where again?
Can I have it,
It would
please?
have been on the dresser in the bedroom.
Cards canceled yet?
Right next to the door that leads
Give me-
into the master bathroom.
I always copy the number down.
Was it common for your dad to let your mom have the wallet?
Take a photo of it. Now.
I mean, he would never hand it to her, but he didn't, lock it up and secure it.
Talking about the two cell phones of your mom, did you tell law enforcement about the two cell phones?
Yes.
Did your mom ever mention anything to you about the cell phone was Sherry's cell phone?
I do not ever
Sherry.
remember that, no.
Tell the jury, all right, you're on the front porch, this is going on. Do you ever get kind of perturbed or upset with your mom or ask her why she hasn't done certain things? Do y'all start talking about, what have you done or why have you done these things?
I mean, I probably would have, said when I asked about the CPAP machine, I go, why wouldn't you go check that? I mean, that's a big thing. If he was going to be gone overnight, he's going to be taking that.
Where all did you
Johnny on the spot. I think you're trying to justify your mooching by saying you're not a mooch. Moocher? Johnny on the spot? I don't know.
go look again? Where'd you start looking? Where'd you go from there? Let's start in the house. Where all in the house did you go?
I believe I went into first the master bedroom to check to see if his wallet was there, and then I think I left from there and went down to the basement and checked for his CPAP machine and see if the shotgun was sitting in the closet.
Did you see signs
Johnny.
of anything in the
No,
house?
sir.
Johnny.
Did anybody start helping you look for your father?
Once, I know Chris arrived at some point.
Well, Johnny.
I don't really remember when he did, but
Beautiful waterfall. There are law tubers who make a living out of going after chat,
True.
right? Just abusing them.
Well, and then eventually the chat then turns on them.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a thing. I've got to try everything, right?
Just don't screw up and they won't turn on you.
No.
After going down into the basement and checking that stuff, I came back up and said, yeah, everything's still down there.
At least your kid isn't
I said,
9.
I'll go over here, I'll go back up to the barn and check around there. So I started searching the property because, like I said, at this point I was worried that, he would have gone out and, had a heart attack or something or fell down, something like that, medical wise.
Do you know where your mom and Amanda, your sister, you know what they were doing while you were looking for your dad?
I just know they were together pretty much the whole entire time.
Did anybody get on the RTV and start running around looking for him?
I know I jumped on it to ride back up to the barn to check, see if he might have been up around there. And, once I checked up around
you
the
checked the
house and
barn?
all,
Good.
I noticed the tractor
You knew he
was
wasn't there.
parked not where we would have parked it for, overnight. And I actually went down and checked around there because I saw the tractor sitting there and it was right at the manure pile. And so I checked around the manure pile to make sure he wasn't laying down.
As one
around that.
does.
You see on the screen there, Stewart 12, this is photographs already been emitted. Is this where you
Beautiful,
found the
wonderful.
tractor?
Yes, sir. It
Okay,
was.
so here's the deal,
No, the
right?
manure pile.
Maybe not. Maybe we don't see anything pointing at Scott's guilt yet, but I see nothing pointing at her guilt. Right? So we've watched everything so far.
I don't know. It's a
And
little. it's a
prosecution's got nothing on her. Yeah.
It's a little weird that you'd expect your dad to be napping near the manure pile.
True. But no, tell me, like, guys, really seriously tell me, what has the prosecution actually brought against her yet? Really? Like, nothing. They've actually brought nothing on her at all. Oh, hella, just wait. Okay, so and Maddie B, I assume that it's going to be these jail calls, because that's what the juror who came out and spoke was relying on. So these jail calls, and P.S. the jail calls happen after she's arrested, right? So jail calls happen after she's arrested. They're the things that the juror, and we all know what jurors are like, but especially the ones who come out afterwards, because they're the ones who tend to be not the brightest. Yeah, but she hung her hat on these jail calls. Well, Melody's already arrested after the jail calls happened, so they had to have something else. Yes, but apparently these jail calls are very incriminating with her and her boyfriend. But this is very circumstantial. So where is anything physical whatsoever to point to her being the one to do this to her husband? She's so little. I can't get past this. She is so little. You got to go, Chinny? Okay, that's cool. Thank you for being here.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's keep going.
Are you talking about this pile right in front of it?
Yes, sir.
Was there anything, was that odd that the tractor was
Boyfriend's
parked there?
testimony was an eye-opener.
Yeah, because it never would have been really left there. The only time we would have brought it down there is to churn over the manure pile, because it was, compost.
Not, you mean turn it over, not just push the pile, but actually turn it over?
You mean we'll go scoop it, kind of toss in a salad.
But not leave, you wouldn't leave the tractor right there? Would your dad leave the tractor right there?
No.
Would the tractor be parked where I'm pointing up here?
Yes, right behind that blue wheelbarrow.
Okay, we're pausing for a minute because an excited utterance membership is given out by Evie. Thank you so much, and you know what that means.
I hope you die in the fire.
Hey! Thank you so much, Evie. You're awesome. And now we're 24 memberships away from our next Melody emoji. Thank you so much. That was so worth it. Let's keep going.
After you saw the tractor and you were down the barn, where did you go?
So I've continued to, search around there. Didn't see him there or inside the barn. So I hopped back on the RTV and went back around to the house. And once again, I still don't remember if Chris was there or not. And I really don't remember where Amanda and Melody were standing at that moment. But I just started searching, around the other shed where the chicken coop was. Looked in the shed, make sure he wasn't in there. I was just, starting my process of checking the property.
How much of the property do you think everyone covered looking for your dad?
I mean, I believe every, square foot of the property was covered.
Did you check the front property too, the fields and pastures and things like that, or where all did you go?
I mean, yeah, I'll look. I mean, it's all wide open, so there's no grass. I always had the grass cut at that time, so it wasn't tall. So if he was laying in the pasture, I would have been able to see him.
When your dad was making the burn pile or stacking it or working on it, where would the RTV usually be if he was out there doing something like that?
Within, 5 to 10 feet of that burn pile.
And where?
Well, I mean, so here's the thing, Beautiful Waffle. At this point in time, I feel like there's just as much against Scott as there is against her. They're both there at the same time. They both have motive. And it's doubt. There doesn't have to be as much evidence against Scott as there does need to be against Melody. There needs to be beyond a reasonable doubt against Melody. Whereas Scott, there just needs to be some possibility that it could be him for there to be doubt that Melody did it. That's all. So I'm not saying that he has to be guilty of it, just that he could have done it.
Where would your dad normally park the RTV in relation to his where he was staying in the basement?
So if he went to his office, it would have been, kind of parked right up there next to the house, or he'd just hop off and only take a few steps to get into his office.
Do you remember your mom saying anything about whether or not she moved the RTV?
No, I don't really remember.
Did you find anything odd about the RTV or anything like that? Or
No, not not with the RTV. I mean, like I said, I saw it parked in the driveway when I got there, and that was, one indication. I was like, well, he's got to be here.
talking about your tractor, is it difficult to drive that?
Absolutely not.
How do you make the tractor go forward? How do you make it go backwards?
So that tractor right there, one of the reasons why my dad wanted to purchase that is because it was so easy to drive. You didn't have to shift gears or anything like that. So the pedal on it is like a C. So you would hit on the top part of it and it will go forward, and you hit on the bottom part of it and it will go in reverse.
Therapist here. I'm trying to stop him from turning everything off. Come here.
All right, this is
Yeah,
Shaw
if-
259. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Tell the jury how it worked. If you put your foot
Excuse
on
me a
that pedal
second.
there on the
I'm just gonna
right,
try and
there,
get Sarah to
top
come
kind of
in.
middle of the photograph, how would that work?
So you can see the bigger, foot pedal right there.
This?
Yes, that's where you would push and the tractor
look.
will go forward.
Look who I
And
found.
if you want to go backwards,
You hit on that section.
you don't have to change gears or anything like that, or have two transmissions or anything?
No.
Did you know if your mom could drive the tractor?
Oh yeah, she definitely knew how to use it. She was using it just a couple days prior to the 3rd.
Sorry.
In relation to the burn pile where you've marked, did you ever go up that area and look at the trail camera or anything like that?
Yeah, so actually it was Melody who asked me when we were, I don't remember exactly when, but it was still, we were either back on the front porch, but she asked me, she asked if I still had that trail camera down there. I was like, oh yeah, let me, I'll go check it. So I don't remember if I hopped on the RTV or I walked down there, but I went down there and checked the trail camera and saw no indication of my dad being on it.
What'd you do with the trail camera while you were there?
I checked
we have
whatever
another
pictures
kitty.
were on it. I know there might have been a couple of animals. I want to say
Maybe a Big Daddy.
I saw a picture of
Hang on, I didn't say that.
Amanda and Melody walking. But it was mainly animals, but I saw no indication of my dad walking by or anybody who didn't, was in my family.
Did you see anything suspicious on it?
No.
Did you delete the things off the camera?
I did because it's just, natural habit.
He deleted the things off the camera?
Like I said, this is prior to us discovering my dad's remains. So every single time I ever went to go check my trail camera, I always delete, just kind of free up the SD card because I use it for deer hunting. And, if I have a doe walking by, I'm not going to, want to save it. I want to save, whatever bucks.
And the camera, again, was pointing down into the woods away from the burn pile?
Yes, it was pointing towards my neighbor's property.
How long, we'll ask you about finding your father's remains. How long do you think you were looking before
That's
you
sussy Schnibbles.
went to the burn pile? Did y'all walk by before? Did you get close to it before? Or?
Well, I had to go by it to go down there and check the trail camera. I didn't even think to look at the, the fire.
I'm gonna go.
Didn't even cross my mind. And I know I
Say
came
goodbye
back
to
up
everybody.
and let them know there was nothing on it. And then I said, well, I'm going to go and, check on the other side of the pond, walk across the dam and go check down over there on that side of the property. Because it was rare if he did it, but he did it every once in a while. He would go on that section of the property because it was a little tight to drive the RTV down there.
Now, this is Shaw 2 here, and this is the burn pile we're talking about.
Yes.
At some point,
Big sook.
ultimately, you did find the remains of your father, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. How I found it, like I said, I was going to check the other side of the pond on, across the dam. And I started walking that way, and I believe I got either halfway across the dam or got to the other side.
Don't throw up.
And then Melody called me. And she called me and asked, have you thrown a dead goat on the burn pile? I'm like, no, we haven't had anything to die, and also I wouldn't throw it on the burn pile. And she said, well, come up here and look at this.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. Well, I turned around and started walking, and I see Amanda walking. She was almost kind of like right in front of my dad's office, coming from the burn pile area, walking back up towards the driveway. She was walking there, and Melody was standing over near the burn pile. And I walk up and look, and I can already start seeing bones. And then I look down, and it appeared to me that it was the inside of a skull. The backside was gone, and you could see like the little blood vessels, I think it was, but it didn't look like. So I grabbed a very, very small corner of it, and I lifted it up just enough to where I saw teeth and an eye socket, and I immediately put it right back. And, I was crouched down, and she was standing right there next to me. And I raise up, I put my hand on, across her chest and push her back and go, these are human remains. I am calling 911 right now. Nobody's allowed down here. And At that same time, that's when I noticed Chris was there, and he was coming around the back side of the house with the girls on the RTV, and I walked right up to him and I said, "Get those girls out of here right now. I'm calling 911." And I pretty much, my brother would have argued or, with me on anything like that. And I believe just the look on my face and everything, he didn't second question me. He's like, okay. And he turned around and pulled off with the girls, and I called 911.
Yeah, beautiful waterfall. That's a really good point. Melody was the first one to draw attention to the burn pile, right? Now, if you threw someone on a burn pile for them to disintegrate into nothing, hopefully, right, would you be the one to draw attention to it? That's weird. Okay, that is actually a really huge thing. Why would she go, "Hey, son, did you throw a baby goat on the burn pile? Something stinks over there." Right, there's something weird going on over on that burn pile. Could you go check it out, son? That is not the action of someone who put a dead body on the burn pile, is it? That's very weird. She was trying to frame her least favorite son. Nah, I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. Yeah. And the whole way he's acting like, "Oh, I saw it and I knew it was human remains and I told everyone to get back, and just the look on my face." Sussy. Good pickup, beautiful waterfall. See, we're onto it. Whoever smelt it dealt it, dearie. Scott.
When you call 911, do you remember what you said to them?
I believe that, they called and they asked, did the normal routine, and said, "Hey," I was like, it was along the lines of, "We've been searching for my dad, and after searching, we came across some remains in a burn pile." And I said, "I was deployed to Iraq. I've seen bodies burned up." And it's like, "This definitely looks like a burned up body. We need somebody out here now."
Were you thinking it was your dad?
Pretty much by that point, yeah, because there was nobody else who it could have been, and my dad was missing. I mean, my dad didn't have any enemies. There was nobody who...
Right, beautiful,
We
waterfall.
never really had strangers walking across our property. Now, never once did I've ever catch anybody on our property. So it was... Within an instant, I knew that this was 99% sure this was my dad.
After you called 911, what'd you do?
I remember I got off the phone with them and I walked up to the driveway. I don't remember if I went on the back side of the house or the pond side of the house, but I came back up to the driveway and Amanda was standing there in the driveway. And I walked up to her and said, "Amanda, this is not good." She's like, "What are you talking about?" I go, "There's human remains in that burn pile. I've called 911. The police are on their way." But I was like, "Amanda, this is not good." And she just kept saying, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" And that's all I remember telling her that. And then I don't remember who I let know, but I said, "I'm going to go meet, who's ever coming up at the driveway at the road so they know where to exactly come to." And I started to walk up towards the road.
What was Amanda like at this time?
At that time, once I told her about finding the remains, that's when she, was somebody who act like, they just found out something bad happened, especially to a loved one. It was kind of like she was shaking and, you know, like I said, she's like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" And like almost in tears.
What was your mom doing?
He was going,
As in,
How was she acting? What was she doing? What'd you see?
never saw any kind of emotion out of her.
That's not what you do if you kill somebody.
She didn't get angry with anybody, and she showed no. I didn't notice any of her freaking out or anything like that. The only time that I saw her actually try to kind of show some emotion is after the deputy and the
he was getting out the
paramedic
insurance force.
came back up from the burn pile to say, "Yes, those are
Oh,
human
shit, I
remains."
didn't renew his
And
life
then
insurance.
Just the way that she started acting, I've seen my mother cry. I mean, hundreds of times throughout my life and all. And
Hundreds?
It appeared to me to be fake. Like, this wasn't her emotion. Her reaction to finding out her, you know, mom had a heart attack and her dad dying,
Serious?
and, you know, anything bad happened like that. It was a complete different
Let's see her face
reaction
right now. I want to see her face
to
right now.
what she reacted to when the paramedic and deputy said, "Yes, those were human remains."
Up until that point,
Camera
has she
operator,
cried or
now.
anything?
No.
God, this
Did
guy
she
should
come
be
up to you and
fired.
ask you a lot of questions or anything?
I don't want to see the midget.
No,
Before
no, Vincent, I want to
when
see him.
the remains
Come
and before
on,
law
move it.
enforcement got there, was she asking you questions or saying
State
anything?
Supreme
about it?
Court has upheld a rule on
really
community
don't
solar
remember 'cause
projects,
after,
P&L,
I
Southwestern
talked
Public
to
Service
Amanda,
Company, and El Paso Electric
'cause I was
challenged a
heading in that
PRC
direction.
rule
Yeah.
adopted in
I knew I was
2022.
going to meet them.
Oh, you
allowed
hear that
renters,
too?
into
small
the driveway
businesses,
up
and
at the
other
road.
customers to
And I
buy
saw
electricity
Amanda
from
and let
local
Amanda know.
energy
After I let
projects
Amanda know,
through a subscription.
Ow.
Hang on. No, I just pressed pause. Wait a minute. You can hear it.
I could hear it. I thought it was me.
Hang on, let me press play on this again.
I continued walking down the driveway to go meet
How could that come through StreamYard?
either the police or paramedics that were coming.
It can only play one tab at a time.
So I walked up to the end of the road.
That's
and
weird.
From there, no, I don't remember her ever talking to me
It's the ghost of Big Daddy.
during that time.
At some point, did
Cheating
your
on you
feelings
being
change
awful.
or suspicion arise about
There she is.
that something's afoot here?
I knew I felt something was very off. There was red flags prior to finding my dad. Her having his wallet. I remember at one point, she said that she had the credit card that the one my dad gave me and said never, hold on to this like your life depended on it. Because there was a lot of times my dad said, don't ever give her the credit card. And she had it. And I remember asking her, I go, how do you have this? She goes, well, your father gave it to me. And I knew that was a straight up lie. I mean, y'all have seen it in the text messages that he, said for me to hold on to that credit card.
Did you start talking about a gun,
So
a pistol?
So prior to all this happening, I want to say it was in June. I don't remember, it was like the first week of June or the second week of June. We had an AT&T
Can't believe you're
guy
saying
come
this
out
shit.
and do
What
some
an
work with the
absolute
satellites and
little
all. There
prick.
was an issue or something. And Melody was gone. She was in Tennessee. And my dad had to go to work. He sent me a text one morning and said, hey, the guys are coming today. I want you to come over here and I'll show you what's going on. So when they got there, we were working down in the basement. The TV that's in front of the leather chair and all. Because right next to it is a closet that actually had the main satellite box, and a lot of those components in there was the the home theater components, but the main box for the satellite was in that closet. But he said he needed the remote to the TV in the basement room right there in front of the bar area. So I started searching the drawers because we only use the satellite remote to turn on and off the TV, but he needed the actual TV remote. So I started searching the drawers and the furniture around in that room. First checked under the TV, didn't see it in there, and then I went to, there was a piece of furniture behind the couch, and I opened it and I saw a revolver and a leather holster, and I looked at it and I could tell it was, a 38 special snub nose. I was like, I've never seen that one before. And didn't really think anything of it because, my whole life we've always had guns. So.
This was in June of 2018.
Yes, this is like either the middle of June or the beginning of June, somewhere in there. So it was just, a few weeks prior to my dad's death.
How much of the gun did you see?
I looked at it enough that, that I knew roughly what type of gun it was.
Do you know guns?
I'm fairly knowledgeable. Can't name every single gun that's ever been made.
I know which one I shot him with.
I know, the difference between, a rifle, a shotgun, and, a semi-automatic handgun and a revolver. And
describe this gun that you saw.
So I definitely remember it being in like a old leather holster. I can't really remember the type of handle, but it wasn't what you call a blue finish, which is that dark black color. It was more of like, nickel chrome type look.
Do you remember the handle or anything about it?
No, I don't remember the handle. Like I said, I don't remember the color of the handle.
For the jury, if you were standing outside those, what I call, again, the American doors, if you're outside looking into where the couches and the ottoman and everything is, where you're dead, or you would hang out and eat dinner.
Okay.
If you walk into the doors, tell the jury where this drawer or this dresser or whatever it is where you found this.
So if I would have had my back to the door, the couch would have been right in front of me, and that piece of furniture would have been right here to my right.
Thank you, Evie.
When you found the gun, what did you do with it?
I didn't do anything with it
Did you
because
touch it, pick it up, move it, or just look at it?
I kind of maybe grabbed it enough to kind of like look at it, but I did not pull it out of the drawer because I had the AT&T guy in the basement with me. I didn't want to freak him out. But no, I never really fully picked it up.
Seemed like he's on
looked at it.
1.58.
So yeah, that would have been the piece of furniture, the lamp there.
Talking about right here, this is Thrasher 226.
Yes, that was the piece of furniture that I saw it in on the top drawer.
So this is the sliding doors coming in on the right.
Yes, sir.
When did you start, why did you start thinking about this gun? What made you think about gun, and who did you start telling about this gun?
When?
On the 5th.
On the 5th. So after, talking with her and, the comments that she's made previously, everything was just, I was getting red flags and all. And when I went down to check on the CPAP machine and the shotgun, after I checked the shotgun, I remember seeing that revolver. So I just wanted to go over and look to see if it was still in that drawer.
So on the 5th, did you go to see if that gun was there?
Yes.
And what happened?
So I went and opened that drawer and that gun was not there. And closed the drawer back, didn't look anywhere else, and I went back upstairs. And then on my way back upstairs, I noticed a drop of blood on the floor. It was smaller than a dime, and it was, kind of almost right there before you get to the stairway.
Right by the stairs at the corner
Yes.
there?
Hey, Phil.
So I didn't want to bring anything up at that time because this, like I said, this is prior to finding my dad. And, you know, I didn't want to be like, hey, there was a, you know, I went to go see if there was a gun down there and it's not there anymore. But, you know, back when I found it, you know, Melody was gone. My dad was at work, and I just forgot all about it. But you know, for some reason that day, when I went to go check to see if the shotgun was there, it reminded me that that gun was in that drawer, and just something told me to go just check to see if it was still there.
Did you, afterwards, on the 5th, when the law enforcement came, did you talk to them?
Yes.
Did you tell them about this gun?
Yes.
Did you tell them about the blood?
Yes.
Did you tell them about other things you found unusual?
Yes. Or her behavior and stuff like that. Yes.
And then on, I think you talked to law enforcement on July 5th, I believe, at the scene. Is that what you
Yes.
take a cocking doll in the vehicle?
Yes. I mean, there was. So I sat in the passenger seat, and I honestly don't remember who all was in the vehicle, but there was somebody in the driver's seat, and then I remember there was either one or two people in the back seat.
And then Detective Hayes is behind you. At some point the next day, I think you went and talked to him again.
I want to say it was him that night, because
Yeah, that night into the next day,
Yeah,
down at the Freedom Precinct.
yes, I don't really remember talking to Detective Hayes there, right there on the property. My memory that I think the first time I remember talking to him was at the Free Home Fire and Police
So
Precinct.
one time on the scene, and then talking to the detective at the precinct.
Yes, there was a lot of police officers and detectives and everybody out there, so I can't say exactly who I talked to at all, from my knowledge, but I talked to a lot of different police officers.
So this time on 10, Evidence Stacy did
I
it.
told them all my mum did it. All of them.
No objection.
So that's here now, stage 7. So it's S Fair 7, S Fair 8, and S Fair 9.
Right there, Mitch.
Looks like Chandler Halderson. Not him.
Let's start with 9. S Fair's 9. Not 7 and 8, let's go to 9. On this one here, you see there's some text message between you and your dad
What
on
text
cell
messages?
phones.
Yes, I do.
Let's see, looks like on June 6, 2018, at the first one 109, 12:07 p.m.
Yes.
This is from you to your dad. Can you read what that says?
Okay, so he called some mix-up. He will be there around 2.
And then, okay. Let's see, what's the time? Let's start 112. So 6/6/2018, 9/18/36, you see that?
Yes, sir.
All right, it's from you to your dad, and then we're gonna go upwards.
Oh,
All right, so let's start
it looks like it's from my dad to me.
Yeah, to you from your dad, and what is that message?
DirecTV guys coming. Come here and let me show you the ISSR.
All right, then
So, yeah.
from you to your dad, the next one up.
Oh, the
What's that say?
DirecTV
Sorry,
guys
did that-
coming?
Did they give you a time frame on when they will be here?
All right, then going up to the next one. Okay, looks like to you from your dad,
Yes, he responded before 12.
and then the last one there.
He called and some mix-up. He will be there around 2.
And he thought it was AT&T. Could it have been DirecTV?
I believe AT&T and DirecTV are the
But this is
same
what you're talking
company.
about.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. It was to
That's
do with the
back in
satellite, so DirecTV is satellite.
All right, this is S Fair 7. This is something we pulled in the case. Can you see the date time here at the top? Can you just tell us what that is?
2018, June 5th, time is 12:48.
And then the message contents, just read that for us if you would. You would reply yes.
Reply yes. To confirm your DirecTV appointment at 6/6, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Reply no to reschedule. To stop receiving this message, reply stop.
And then S Fair 8. This is a June 6, 2018 text from them. And the message contents, what does that say? You can just,
Hello, we recently completed a DirecTV visit. If you're experiencing service issues, please reply or call 678-971-2219 to guarantee tech within 24 hours.
were you running around repeatedly saying there's lots of blood down there, there's lots of blood down there, anything like that?
I never once said that.
I want to juxtapose two points on June 5th and June 6th. So one is when you're at the scene and you're talking to law enforcement, and then June 5th going into June 6th at the Freedom Precinct where you talk to law enforcement.
You mean July?
Yes, excuse me, I'm sorry, July 5th and July 6th. The two positions I want to talk about is when you're at the scene and then you're down at the precinct, at what point did you learn that there was actually a bullet was found in your father's rib?
So we were there very, very late at night. I know it was probably close to 11, midnight or so. And they kept us in a kind of a conference room. And they brought us one by one back into another room individually. I don't remember who they brought back first and all, but by the time they brought me back, I believe it was Detective Hayes that was there with me. I don't really remember the details of what all was discussed at first, and then I was informed that they discovered a bullet lodged in the rib bone.
Do you remember Detective Hayes saying, "I've got something I got to tell you"? You remember how he broached that or told you about it?
I don't remember his exact words on how he did that because, you know, once I was told that that was happening, that happened, my mind just went into kind of shock, I'll say.
At that point, did you suspect your mom?
Definitely.
Was she there with you at the precinct?
She was there in the room that we were all kept in at.
Who else was there?
Amanda was there. Possibly Chad, Bruce.
They shot my pa.
I don't remember if Chris and Emily were there.
You see my dad.
After you were told that, did you go out and talk to others about what you were told?
That
Yeah, I
night.
think it was Taylor
Did
Mayfield.
the other family members, were they told about the bullet?
I'm
I
not
didn't
sure the
discuss, I
answers
don't
could
remember
be
discussing that
timeless.
with them, you know, after I came
I
back
don't
out of the
recall.
room.
What, did you ask your mom anything when you left?
I really don't remember if I did or not.
Afterwards, after July 6th, you couldn't go back to the property?
No, so, you know, they informed us for us to go up to that precinct, and we were all, you know, able to drive up there. We didn't have to ride in any squad cars or anything like that, but they did inform us that we were not allowed to go back to the property. So, from what I remember, Melody went and stayed with Amanda, and, you know, once we were fully released for the night, I left and went back up to the lake house because Ted was there and some other friends. So I knew I had somewhere to go to sleep that night.
Afterwards, did I guess, was there a splitting of the family afterwards? Like some went one way and the others went the other way.
Oh yeah, I mean, once we found out that, you know, there was a bullet found in the rib bone, that, you know, obviously he's been shot and then burned, and we all, you know, we all put the pieces together because my dad had no enemies. I never once met anybody in my
really?
entire life that hated my dad.
No one.
So we knew somebody, you know, wouldn't have come there. The house wasn't wrecked. I mean, there was nothing. Everything was adding up to us that it wasn't a robbery, and it wasn't anything like that. And, you know, her history of, you know, having affairs and doing all this shady stuff that she's done, and especially her making the comment,
My
"I can't wait for
God.
the day he's dead, and I don't have to live with him anymore."
Did Amanda support your mom
You
or
little
support y'all?
ungrateful prick.
So I remember for several weeks, it seemed like, Amanda kept saying, "Well, he just had a heart attack and fell in the fire." And I was like, "Amanda, how could he have had a heart attack and fell in the fire when A, they found a bullet lodged in his rib bone?" And she's like, "Well, they could be lying to us." I was like, "Okay, well, if he had a heart attack and fell in the fire, why was everything gone from the fire pit?" It's like the RTV would have been there, or the tractor would have been there. There would have been something. There was no indication to, especially to me, that he would have had a heart attack and fell into the fire.
So Amanda was not convinced?
She was not convinced on.
I
Him being
cannot
shot.
believe
She
you
supportive
said all that
of your
too.
mother?
She, oh yes, I mean, like I said, she was always glued to her side from the time I showed up over to the house and even after, and she was always with her.
Afterwards, the property, the house, and the contents of the house and things like that. Fair to say that your mother and you and things were having some problems, some arguments over the disagreements, if you would, over the property and the house and trying to sell it and whatnot.
Afterwards, yes, I mean, it was. She immediately after this was all about trying to get as much money as possible.
Was Amanda being a go-between between you and the defendant at times?
If I remember right, yeah, she was very much involved, and you know, all of us. I remember all of us getting, you know, hit up about getting, you know, having money handed over to her or something along those lines.
When you and your mom afterwards were trying to figure out what to do with the house, because I guess it went into the probate part, all the property basically was frozen, is that right?
Yes, everything from. It seemed like the day of the 5th, they froze everything.
So the accounts and things like that?
Yes.
But on the 5th, was your mom going around asking who was on the bank accounts and stuff like that?
No, she was actually asking those questions before finding my dad. That was another, like I said, her behavior. She kept asking all of us, do you have access to the bank account?
At the scene while you're trying to find your dad?
Yes, I mean, this is like us trying to figure out where he could be.
Now, was it odd at times that your mom and you would have to talk and communicate after your father's remains were found? You also had to deal with the house and try to deal with that aspect. Did y'all communicate somewhat on that?
Yeah, I mean, we were, you know, I guess we went into kind of a survival mode, you know, trying to figure out how to take care of everything. And because, you know, we had
I
a
feel
lot of
that's
animals
so
we still
cute.
had to feed and you know, keep lights on and stuff like that.
God. Maybe she was trying to find out what was going on with the bank accounts so she could see whether or not he had been active doing anything over the last few days. Had you thought of that, Scott? Had you thought of that? You little ungrateful asshole that she carried for 9 months.
So this time I see evidence as fair as 5.
Objection.
Now, this again is a cell right. What I want to look at is if you can turn to page 2, number 3.
Oh, Chinny, you just missed some like serious backstabbing.
So you see how
Front
at the
stabbing.
top, when you go from and to, the first category here with the number is from your mother to you. And does that say, how early can you be home to help me get barn cleaned up? People are coming at 6:30. You see that?
Yes.
And what is the date of that one?
Hey,
Timestamp
Laura.
there.
4/8/2019.
So y'all were still communicating after the fact of what to do with the house, is that right?
Yes.
And page 4, let's go to number 9. From your mom to you, and there's a text message about Goatus having a baby. You see that?
Yes.
And that was in April of 2019.
Yes.
Did you still have to take care of the animals and things like that?
Oh, yes.
Was anybody else there helping you take care of the animals?
No.
Were you still staying in the barn at that time?
Yes, I was.
I'm going to go to page 9.
Nice job, Bill. Cool.
On 28 there, do you see it's a message from your mom to you? That's April 19, 2019. And it says, people come to look at the house. Said barn apartment was filthy. Poop in floor smelled so bad. Other realtor took pictures. This is beyond, I think she was trying to say unacceptable. You see that?
Yes.
And then the 29th message we have here on April 19, 2019 at 1:47, you replied to it. And what did you say?
On the 29.
See right here?
Oh, yes. That is bullshit. What's unacceptable is our father being murdered.
Did you find that your mom was saying things to you that you believed were not true, or saying to other people things that were not true
Oh, absolutely.
about how you were handling the house,
Yes.
what you were doing?
Yes.
How bad did it get? Did law enforcement get called on you?
There was a lot of times that I was never told, but animal control kept being called. And what I picked up from the deputy who came out from animal control, he kind of acted like it was possibly a neighbor trying to get the animals. So that was the most occurrence of somebody from the Cherokee County coming out.
Did animal control ever come and take the animals away from you, or write you up, and lock you up, or anything like that?
No, sir. Every time they came out, they said I showed them, their feed and their hay. I walked them around. They looked at all the animals, and they're like, "Yeah, there is nothing wrong. All your animals look healthy." And I mean,
Did you know whether or not it was your mother behind that?
no, I do not know if it was her.
Was it during this time that we see here there was disputes going on?
Yes.
Now, this is page 12. It's number 40 on this extraction. It's from you. Now, you got mother too. I guess she had different numbers. Is that what you put it in?
Yeah. By that time, she had to get a new cell phone because Cherokee County had her other cell phone still.
Did your mother, the defendants, start asking about money and paying things and stuff on the cars and whatnot? If you would, read this message for us on April 3rd, 2019, from you to your mother. What does it say?
I have been giving Amanda $200 every month for insurance. I have it documented. She sent me a text last week saying she canceled the insurance on the Toyota. The lies need to stop because we are not falling for them. Just how we know you're now going around Tennessee telling everyone that Chris and I would get into fights with Daddy. You won't talk about a disappointment. How about you filing a false police report against me? We are not stupid and we are not falling for your lies.
Got pretty bad between y'all?
Yeah, so the whole police report thing, I believe it was after I came back from my grandmother's funeral. I was contacted about meeting with a detective in Woodstock Police Department. Later to come out, the reason why I had to go to Woodstock is because since Cherokee County was handling the investigation with my dad, they could not get involved with this one. Well, I found out the police officer I talked to, he said that Melody filed a report that I threatened to kill her, just like how I did my daddy. And
this is all after the fact, right?
yes.
So is it fair to describe that as soon as you were, after finding your father, the family was together for a little bit, and we've heard about the attorney, I'm not going to go too much into that, but y'all then went and things separated. You, Chris, and Emily went this way, and Amanda went with your mom. Amanda and Chad Bruce went with your mom went that way.
Yes, that's correct.
Fair to say that y'all were close together, not pointing fingers or anything like that, but then as time went on, it just branched out.
Yes.
Father and father, the gap got wider and wider.
Yes.
But there were still, like on page 18 of report number 64 and 65, kind of an odd setting because you still had the house, and there's a message from you to her 5:07 on May 21st, 2019. Did you leave the door unlocked? Do you see that message? Number 64 there.
Yes, did you leave the door unlocked?
She replies and responds by saying the key is under the front row. You see that?
Yes.
So at times it could be, I guess, amicable, but would you describe it as just odd and weird afterwards? Just how y'all had to interact at times?
Yeah, I had to be very careful
Leading.
because I knew with her aggression towards us, because there were several times that, you know, if something happened that she didn't like, she would come up and start yelling at me and threatening me and stuff like that. I believe I talked to Detective Hayes, and he was the one that informed me that, you know, the memo recording on my phone, I'm able to do recording. So if I had, you know, any kind of interactions with her, I could record it, and at least there would be some kind of audio documentation of it.
Now,
There'd be no
tell me
goddamn
again, who was
objection,
Chad
hey.
Bruce?
Chad Bruce, prior to this, was dating my sister Amanda.
Are they now married?
Yes, they're not married.
Is he close to your mom?
Oh, yes, very much so.
Did y'all have a time after this that y'all had an incident in the roadway outside the property?
Yes. So, you know, after all this happened, I knew I had to go find some work. I did mainly kind of like under the table type work. I didn't go get a full-blown job. I was trying to bring in as much cash as possible.
You working at a nursery or something?
Well, that was, you know, I didn't immediately start go working at my friend's nursery. I actually went and worked for somebody who I knew who had a landscaping, cutting, you know, lawns and stuff like that.
At some point you and Chad had an
Correct,
incident.
beautiful.
Yeah, so I came home from working all day, and I pull up and I see Amanda and Chad at the driveway. By this time we were locking the gate, and they were standing there. And when I pulled up, Chad started threatening me and cussing at me. So was Amanda. I don't remember exactly what it was about, but I was being yelled at and cussed at.
Is Chad, was he aggressive with you?
He was definitely yelling and all. I stayed in my vehicle, but he never came like charging at
Sure,
me.
no fisticuffs or anything.
Yeah, nothing like that. But he was yelling and cussing and calling me a piece of shit and all of this stuff. And I was trying, when this was happening, I was trying to hit the record button on my phone, and I somehow, you know, I'm keeping my eye on him and trying to hit the record button on my phone in my lap, and I somehow wound up calling my buddy Justin, and all I hear is, hang up, call 911, hang up, call 911, and I was like, okay, so I did that, and I called 911, and by the time 911 got on the phone with me, Amanda and Chad were in their vehicle, and he pulled right up next to me, and he was cussing and yelling at me, so you could definitely, if you have the 911 recording, you'll be able to hear him.
So the tension was spreading to other people too?
I don't think there's been one objection the
Chad
whole
and
time.
Amanda,
No.
pretty much within a month of this happening with my dad, they became fully against us and accusing us of stuff.
Scott, I don't really have much more. I have a couple more topics, and then I'm going to sit down and let the defense ask you some questions. I want to ask you about Rusty.
Okay.
At what point did you learn about Rusty?
It was sometime around not Amanda, but Emily's wedding. I know it was brought up that it was odd that Melody wanted to have him there at the wedding. I don't ever really remember meeting him as a child. I remember meeting his dad, and also, you know, Martha Jane. I mean, less than a handful of times we went and saw them through our childhood, so I don't remember Rusty.
Yeah, so Scott, what I want to know is, on July 5th of 2018, was Rusty Barton even in your mind when this was going on?
No, not at the moment, no.
Did you learn more stuff after the fact?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, more came out.
But your dad didn't know about Rusty Barton?
Yes.
How do you know he knew about it?
I knew at one point, my father sent me a text message saying along the lines of
We're
the
in a
girlfriend
polycule.
of Rusty Barton that your mother's having an affair with contacted me. I don't remember, you know, what the rest was said in that text message, but I knew by that point he was aware of Rusty.
Your dad got a message about Rusty?
Yes, from what he texted me, he got a message from a woman that he was dating apparently.
So the girlfriend of Rusty?
Yes.
This is Fair 6. I tendered yesterday. It's in evidence, and I want to go to. Do you remember talking or texting with your dad exactly what the language was about Rusty?
I would have to see those kind of recap on.
Look at S6, and for the record, I retendered back
This
into
is
evidence.
fucking
This is
hearsay. You're absolutely
number
right.
23.
Could be a strategy, but
It's your dad's sale from him to you.
Yeah,
It's
they
October
could be
20th,
allowed to
2017 at
happen.
9:19 a.m. Do you see that?
Yes, sir, I did.
Your dad sent you a text. Read that into the record for us, please.
The girlfriend of her boyfriend, Rusty Barton, sent me several disturbing emails last night. She is spending a dime of my money.
Girlfriend of your boyfriend. Does he spending? What are these southern people? I don't understand them.
Go down to the next message, 24. From your dad to you, October 20, 2017. What is your dad's message to you say?
Things will change dramatically. You need to pursue a job soon.
You need to pursue a job soon. Soon.
That was in October 2017, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Scott, I want you to look at the jury and answer this question.
Here we go.
Did you murder your father?
I absolutely did not murder my father.
Operator. Oh.
Look at me. Did you have anything to do to help your mother dispose of and burn your father?
Absolutely not.
Tell me, not me.
No. Like I said, I love my father. He was the backbone.
Anytime.
He was the glue to our family.
I hope you die in the fire.
Time to break.
Reach out.
Like 2 minutes?
Sorry. I just thought it was appropriate. Scott. That made me really mad.
Safa.
Okay, so I have an issue with this whole Rusty thing, right? They're making out like it's some sort of like huge secret, some affair. She wanted to bring him to the daughter's wedding. She wasn't hiding it. Yeah, it wasn't some big secret. She was like, hey, I want to introduce this guy to you all. Like, family, meet Rusty. So, what's the big deal? It's not like she was trying to, like, carry on some sort of, you know, big kind of nasty affair. And it was obvious, like, okay, they were living as a separated couple in a home, in separate bedrooms, living completely separate lives, but happily, like, together in the same home. That's not that unusual these days. It happens.
Yeah.
Right? The grown-up children didn't like it very much, but that's life. They're adults. They can do what they want. It seems to me that Big Daddy was seeing a woman or women. She was seeing a man or men. Rusty was seeing her and maybe other women as well. They're all adults. They can do what they want. Right? So I just have a big problem with the way this Rusty thing is being made out to be this terrible taboo subject. She wanted to introduce him to the family. So what's the problem? I don't get it. They were in an open marriage. Yeah. And they weren't even shagging anymore, it seems. It seemed like they weren't even, like, intimate, but they had a really affectionate, close bond, I think. Like, she would cook and he would do things around the place and they would talk and chat and they had their own parts of the house, and that's quite common now. I don't think the motive had anything to do with Melody's. No, I don't think so either, but I mean, I haven't heard these calls yet. Apparently these calls are like so incriminating. So I just don't get, because I mean, I've seen this juror's interview and it made me super mad because the juror was all like, oh, well, when it came to how small she is, I could think of lots of ways that she could have made it happen. And maybe it happened in the house, maybe it didn't happen in the house, and she had no clue how it happened. That pisses me off because that's doubt. That is doubt. It's a lot of doubt. Yeah, anyway. Imagine the Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah, I wonder if they still have Thanksgiving together. And obviously not with Mum anymore. Obviously not with Mum or Dad. Maybe they've got, you know, a little shrine to Dad. Anyway, guys, that's kind of cheered me up. I had a bit of a shit weekend. I just let you know because you're my mates around here. You're my close friends. The people who come and hang out for this one, you're my little close circle, and I'll let you know. I've had a bit of a crappy weekend, but you guys have cheered me up. So thank you for being here. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I needed to take my mind off things. I needed that. So thank you, Laura. Yeah, yeah. But you know, that was fun though. That was fun.
Yes.
So yeah, that was why I was like on the weekend I was gonna stream and then I wasn't. I was gonna stream and then I wasn't. And then when it came to today, I was like, I just want to have a Melody stream and hang out with you guys, my close peeps, and play Die in a Fire, and just do silly stuff. And yeah, I love hanging with you all. Yeah. You would have had a better weekend with me as your big daddy, barbecue daddy. I'm sure I would have. Daisy the Music Man. Yeah, you had a better weekend. Taka. Yeah. Oh, and $3 super sticker from Evie. Oh, you know what that means.
I hope you die in a fire.
Thank you. That cheers me up so much. Also, there's
Tone down the rhetoric.
Is that
I don't know what
DVs?
yeah. No, Ange made that actually.
Ange.
Yeah. All right. I don't know what I'm streaming about tomorrow, but it'll be something possibly slightly more serious than this. I don't know. Who knows? But something else. Yeah. I really appreciate all of you hanging out and distracting me from everyday life, which is pretty much why I come on stream at all.
Sounds
Pretty
about
much
right.
why I stream. Yeah. I love you all so much. And it's time for the song. Time for the song. The actual goodbye song. Where is it? I actually put it right at the top so I don't keep losing it. Boom.
Her name was Ella. She was an Aussie. She was a fake lawyer from the future. She got on YouTube and made some live streams. Her co-host is Donnie and she dances sometimes. The words are always so loud and because she's an 803.